All right, so hello everyone, welcome. Thank you all so much for being here today. I'm very excited to see that so many people are interested in this event. So today we're launching the Bonn chapter of Women in AI Robotics, and we're also celebrating a new partnership between Women in AI Robotics and the Institute for Science and Ethics, or the IWE for short. My name is Rosalie. I'm a researcher in the field of AI ethics here at the Institute for Science and Ethics, and I'm also going to be the city lead for this new Bonn chapter of Women in AI Robotics. And before we start, I want to introduce you to Marcus in the back. He's going to be filming just the speakers, just so you know. And that means that you can watch the talks afterwards on the IWE YouTube channel if you're interested. And over here we have Carsten Mel, who's going to make a graphic recording of today's talks. We're very excited to see the result of that. We'll show you all in the end as well. So, yeah, it's only a short event today. There's more seats here in the back or here in the front if you want. Yeah, it's only a short event today, but we have some great speakers for you. So Sheila is here. She's the president and founder of Women in AI Robotics. And we have 3 speakers from the University of Bonn, Professor Maren Bennewitz, Professor Amy van Weinsberg, and Modesta Menza. But before I give them the floor, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this organization and about our plans for the Bonn chapter. So Women in AI Robotics is a non-profit organization. It's a global organization, a global network with its headquarters in Munich and local chapters, so local communities all over Germany and Canada. And what Women in AI Robotics does is it offers a network to women that work in these fields of AI and robotics because, as you may know, there's still a significant gender gap in these fields, and the goal is to close this gender gap. And it does that by offering women in these fields a network to give each other support and to get to know other people in the field. But also it gives workshops or other kinds of events where women can learn and grow, but also offers them a platform to present their own work to other people in the field. And on top of the network and the workshops, there's also a youth group and the mentorship program. So really, Women in AI Robotics is for people in any career stage. If you're further ahead in your career, you might like to help younger women to start off their career, or maybe students even by becoming a member. And if you're still a student, you might like to get a mentor, or join the youth group. And the youth group, you see here, it's a new initiative, and it's within the Women in AI Robotics network, and that's for anyone between the age of 16 and 25. So membership is for free, and when you register as a member, you automatically are part of the global network, and you have access to the network over Discord, and you automatically have access to all the online events. And then you can choose to also join one of the local communities, like the one that we're starting here in Bonn. So yeah, the goal of this chapter in Bonn is to organize local meetups, social meetups, so to create a community here in Bonn where we can meet up in person bi-monthly to get to know each other, it gives an opportunity to network, maybe form professional partnerships, but it should also be a space where you can share struggles you might face as a woman or an underrepresented group in these fields of AI and robotics, and to support each other, give each other tips and advice and things like that. And on top of these bi-monthly meetups, we also want to organize workshops online for the global community, and that gives our Bonn women an opportunity to share their work with a bigger audience. And we are starting an outreach initiative where we go to schools, high schools in the area to teach young girls about AI and robotics and to encourage them to consider studying something in this direction. And this initiative is based off of an idea of Professor Annette Scheersoy, and she's also going to help us with that. Maybe you want to say a little bit about it?
Yeah, thank you very much. Just that I was really, really excited when I heard about this initiative, and we work quite a lot with schools. I'm in the science education, and we have a lot of collaboration with local schools here in Bonn. And when I told them about this chapter here and this whole program, they were really excited, and especially one girls' school, they would really like to get a closer connection and to collaborate, for example, in workshops. So the idea was that they could do, for example, like little programming or take part in debates like on sustainable AI and things like that. So they're all very, very excited and just wait for a sign from your side that we can start.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. So if you're interested in joining the community and this is something you're interested in, then you're also very welcome to be a part of that initiative and maybe organize workshops for this particular school or get other schools excited about it and give them workshops as well. Yeah, and I should add that Women in AI Robotics is not just for women. It's really for anyone who's who supports this goal of closing the gender gap in these fields. And it's also not just for people with a technical background, it's for anyone interested in AI and robotics or anyone whose work somehow relates to AI and robotics. Myself, for example, I'm a philosopher, so I have a humanities background, and I work now on AI ethics. So this group is also for people like me. Yeah, and like I already said, the Bonn chapter is the result of a new partnership between Women in AI Robotics and the Institute for Science and Ethics. And we're the first chapter in North Rhine-Westphalia, and we're also the first collaboration with a university. Because if it was not clear already, the network is for students and researchers and for people in industry. So it brings both worlds together. Now I want to give the floor to Sheila. She's going to say a little bit more about her organization.
Thank you, Rosalie. Hi, everyone. Very nice to meet you all. I'm very happy to see such a full room of people here. And I chose this art to share with you because, a picture speaks 1,000 words, right? So this is one of my favorites where you can see that the woman has many obstacles in front of her. And, the question is, what's the matter? It's the same distance, right? So I'll share a little bit with you about how we started this organization 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago. We thought, okay, there are not that many women in AI and robotics, and we want to encourage them to come into these fields. And what better way to do this than to provide some workshops, get them interested, assuming that interest is the only reason for not having enough women in these fields. And as we, moved along and learned more, a charity organization is something that's very peculiar. It's not the same as, a company or the industry and whatnot. You learn your way around. So as we learned our way around and more, we discovered that there are obstacles for women to enter these fields. We are conditioned in society to perhaps go into certain areas and not pursue technical fields and so on. So it's not just a matter of getting women interested, it's a matter of helping to remove these obstacles. So then we thought, okay, now let's try to remove these obstacles. Let's talk to the politicians, let's talk to the industry, let's see how we can make the conditions better for women to get into these areas and be successful in it. And then I realized that is still not enough. We need to get that guy to mow the lawn and make it flat so that we wouldn't have to jump those obstacles. And what I found ourselves initially doing, cheering on the women who are overcoming those challenges, but that's great. But not only that, we have to make it better and pave the way so that they wouldn't have to jump those hurdles. And so that's where we're at right now, trying to get that guy to make the pave the road and make it flat and less problematic for us. And that's what we're trying to do with our network of women in AI and robotics, is to provide a safe environment for women to be able to exchange with one another, to be able to share opportunities with one another, and also to encourage each other and to provide role models so that, you can be what you can see, right? So the more that they're exposed to women who are successful in these areas, and they become more interested in pursuing these fields, and hopefully that will help close the gender gap. Now, we are a long way, until we're equal. The UN says we are 140 years away at least, which is a lot. And you may think, all of these actions are so minuscule and so small that how can we really impact those numbers? And me, sometimes I get discouraged because when I see all of these inequalities, and I kind of feel helpless, and like, how can we help move things along, faster and better? And then I see people like the ones who have showed up here today. There are a lot of people out there who are eager to do something and take an action. And you may think your action is small, you may think that it's not helpful, but believe me, it is helpful. Every small little action, every encouragement, every positive view on these topics does truly help. So, and I'm very excited. I think that the younger generation, the youth, should be in the driver's seat to determine their own future and to have a future that is more just, that's more equal. And so partnering with a university organization is very encouraging for us. I'm very happy that we have started the chapter here in Bonn with the leadership of Amy, and of course with Rosalie, who has just hit the ground running and done so much already, and hopefully with the support of everyone in this community, we can do a lot together. And every small action does count. It could be as simple as mentoring someone. It could be as simple as providing a workshop. It could be just referring women to come and join our organization. As Rosalie said, anyone who has an interest to help the cause can join us. Whoever, identifies as a woman can be part of our network. And so thank you very much. I think I managed to be on time and okay. Thanks.